I want to talk today about the routines I chose to do during quarantine that helps me keep a bit sane and proactive and active and productive. And I want to start with talking about my morning routine. I'm trying to get my waking hours into something around 7:30, but for now it's around 8 to 8:30. We started super late because it was quarantine. We went to sleep very late and woke up at like 9:30, 10 even. So no, now it's around 8:30, and then 15 minutes of yoga. I'm doing yin yoga, and because this is the only yoga I can do as a Potsi, of course that I'm always challenging myself and expanding my limits, but there is a specific set of things you can do in yoga when you have POTS. My POTS is not in a state that I used to be, fainting every time I move my head, but still I don't want to change position very fast. It's completely triggering my symptoms, so of course not. So 15 minutes of yin yoga. When we do the yoga, we use usually Spotify. I can link this lovely playlist ahead with yoga music, super relaxing. I used to do guided yoga, but now when I know the sequence, I don't need it anymore. But there are good, really good channels out there in YouTube and others. Breakfast followed. Yeah, I tried a lot of stuff, and of course that once a week you want to have this cool brunch with a lot of cool stuff, and due to this diet I'm undertaking in this quarantine, it's very hard. So basically we're eating porridge made of oats, which is really gut friendly and even promoting prebiotics and helping fix the gut. Basically what's inside is lion's seeds, lion's oil, some cinnamon. For me it was very tough in the beginning because of my diet, but just a sprinkle of cinnamon. Usually no sweeteners, but now I've started to experiment with rice syrup. It's basically made of glucose, but produced from bio source of rice. So just a bit of that really helped my day kick in. Then basically what I'm doing is 2 hours of work. And what I'm trying to do is be completely intense about it. Try to disengage from my phone. I don't have any social media on my phone. I will dedicate another video for that. But completely just using this moon mode on the iPhone or silent mode on Android, and do not disturb. I really think that it's very hard to work like this if you're completely tuned to every notification. Of course that you can always set your phone to, if there is something happening with your family, God forbid, or your partner and it needs you, they can penetrate this wall, if they call you, of do not disturb. There are settings inside your phone that can do it. You have this white list of people that can call you or text you. But what I like to do is to have completely silence on my phone. Anyway, my phone is always on silence. I have an Apple Watch and I only have notifications that are really important, like important emails, which I'm going to turn off here too, because I'm going to change it in the following weeks to 1 hour that I'm engaging in emails a day and not throughout the day. And basically only health stuff happening here and some very important notification from my girlfriend, from my family members, and if something urgent with one of my partners in my projects. These 2 hours work are basically super intense. I'm using Spotify. I have a lot of playlists, but basically I'm on this cool mission to listen to all the Rolling Stone magazine top 500 albums. I took this challenge before. I haven't finished it. I only listened to about 50, but now I'm trying to listen to as much album as I can. But I need to tell you something about it. Not everyone can listen to new and exciting music, or in general very exciting or like tune in kind of music and work. So recently I'm incorporating another method, and I'm using those lo-fi kind of beats playlist. There are a lot of them out there. I'm going to link some below. it's really, really, really cool because it's becoming like a nuisance, like it's something in the background that you don't even notice anymore, but it's really cool and really help you concentrate. Your playlist designed to studying and work. So that's what I'm doing in these 2 hours, and what I'm trying to do is to divide it into missions. So every day I'm just sitting on my desk making the task list for today. I used to take a lot upon myself to have more than I can get my plate in, but actually I figure out that the other way is right. If I have 10 tasks and I can only finish 5 or 6, I will feel unaccomplished in that sense maybe, and I'm kind of chasing the task. So I've decided to do 5 tasks every day because there are always stuff to do and always content creations which happening in those hours as well. So 2 hours, 5 tasks, and then I finish those 5 tasks. Then it's lunchtime. Usually we're trying to adhere to a certain hour. And I'm cooking all of my food myself. And I'm not buying anything processed. I had a big flare-up of my digestional problem and IBS and food intolerances that I never had before. I had lactose intolerance, but nothing like this, with sorbitol, histamine, and fructose, and it just came in 1 month, and it was horrible, and I couldn't eat anything, and I lost 7 kilograms almost after like 2 months like this. So I've decided that I need to do something about it. So this diet is really, really strict. I'm cooking all of our foods, and or my food in this case, and we're trying to keep really, really healthy. And we take 1 hour lunch break that usually involves some sort of entertainment. It's okay to watch something. This is kind of the time for Netflix or something. And then usually what we do, we go on a walk, do our grocery or everything that needs to be done on the outside world. So this half an hour of walking. Lately we had some snow, so it was lovely. And then I come back home, 2 more hours of work, which are also intense, but it's really, really important to know that, yes, if you did the math, you realize that I'm in 4 hours. Sometimes I have 5 hours because I add more work either in the morning or in the evening, but I prefer to work a really productive 4 or 5 hours than to say that I'm going to sit there in my desk in my home and work for 8 hours and basically just procrastinate throughout the day. So those 4 to 5 hours are usually very, very intense. I just forget who I am, where I am, and usually it's super, super productive. Meditation. Yes, I'm trying to meditate at least 5 minutes every day. What I found that's very good for me is after I do my yoga, 5 minutes of meditation is usually really working for me. Sometimes I do sleep meditation before going to sleep, but usually 15 minutes of yoga, 5 minutes of meditation, breakfast, 2 to 3 hours of work, depend on the tasks ahead, and then lunch, a bit of a walk and grocery shopping and whatever needed to do, like errands. And then 6 in the evening, usually 6 to 6:30, it's sports time. And what I do, if the weather is really crappy, so it's kind of a workout at home, something that it's adapted to the Dallas Rehabilitation Program for POTS, adapted to me. I can put some links below, but if I can, I'm going on a 30 minutes to 45 minutes walk. For me, as a POTS patient, walking is like running. I can reach pulses of 140, 150 when I'm walking in a bit of a tilt up a hill. Even when I'm walking straight, my pulse is getting crazy, even on beta blockers. So yes, for me, it's like running. For me, it's like going to the gym. So my sports, if I cannot go to the gym, and even if I do it's only once a week, will be a walk. And if I cannot walk because of the weather, I'll do some workout at home. I can attach some things below. In the future, in the next few weeks, I want to have a little booklet on ourbooks.com that will entail everything I do in my routine, specifically do the rehabilitation program from home. Your Apple Watch wants you to do 30 minutes of exercise a day, and in total 2 hours of activity and 12 hours of standing. I have POTS, it's super hard. I think that the NITO part will probably be around 5 or less hours. I need to work on that, but I make sure that even in a day I'm not going out for training or doing an extreme workout. At least I have the 30 minutes of activity in the form of a yoga or home workout, because if I'm not walking for 2 weeks or so, I'm starting to have exaggeration of my condition, and I'm getting potsy again, and I don't want that. I need to keep this balance. Sports is done around 7, and then cooking and eating dinner, and now it's the fun part. Most couples that I know and a lot of individuals are quitting the day in this moment and just lying on the couch watching Netflix and so on. What we decided to do is to do only once on Friday, and sometimes if we want to spoil ourselves another day, another evening a week, another night a week, we decided that after dinner it's 2 more hours of skill acquiring and personal care, self-care and leisure time. So basically we kiss goodbye, everybody is going to another part of the apartment, and basically this is the time for you. So my girlfriend, she's a professional actress, so she likes to practice singing and acting and do whatever she needs to do for her job and to acquire new skills. And for me, this is the time for me to sometimes record an episode for the podcast, to do some content, but mainly, again, read, do some research, acquiring new skills, especially about my own project and business. This is the time that I'm usually having call with friends and family, unless something comes up in another form. And yeah, this is the leisure time again. So some form that I keep on in terms of keeping touch with people, especially friends from home, because I'm Israeli, I live in Vienna, is to game. We used to game throughout college at the guy time, and we just chat, and guys say sometimes I don't want to talk about emotions, but when you play games, everything comes out, so it's really nice. This is the time for me. And for me, again, because I'm writing a book, if I haven't done it so far, I'm trying to write at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes a day during this time. Yet again, it's not a perfect schedule, but at least it's kind of structured, and it's working. Usually we try to end our evening around 10 or so, 10:30, and go to bed and try to consume media that is not going to keep us awake at night with all the blue lights and everything. So I have on my iPhone the blue light protector on. It's like the night mode. At 10 o'clock in the evening, it's becoming this brownish color and block the blue lights that prevent you from sleep. I have sleep problems anyway with my POTS, so it's a hard challenge for me to fix my sleep hygiene. So 10:30 in the evening, this is the time that I'm trying to read. I found for myself that I'm reading on my phone. I haven't tried Kindle yet, but it's my next challenge. Reading on my phone is much more efficient for me than reading a book. So I try to read at least one book a month. I had a very good peak time a few months ago that I managed to read 3 to 4 books a month. But now what I'm trying to do is to read 2 books at the same time. One is non-fiction and one is fiction. And sometimes I allow myself to watch some YouTubes that inspire me, not just pure entertainment, but channels like this that really help you to grow. I love tech reviews, so I like to watch them. You know, those 10 minutes of not thinking and just looking at tech and say, yeah, it's so cool, and never buying it eventually. We try to go to sleep around 11. This is the time of shut down on the lights. What I usually do is to put my earpod in and to try to listen to some sort of sleep meditation or audiobook. Recently I've been listening to some science audiobooks. I found it really relaxing and I fall asleep really fast. The only problem with it is that my AirPods remain in my ear. I know there are some solutions for that, but please let me know. This routine allows me to keep on writing my book. I finished 1/3 of my book in like 4 or 5 months. And I like this pace, and I do a lot of media. I started my podcast. Without this routine, without this schedule, it would have been a blob of a day. I have some friends who go to sleep at 5 in the morning every day, wake up afternoon. They don't know what's going on with them because they stop working because of Corona and they don't work from home. because I do work from home now. It was very important for me. It keeps me healthier and much more fit. I'm much more flexible in my mind. I'm much more mindful. I'm in a good way of self-care and self-development. So please let me know if you have any comments about my routine, or please share your quarantine routine, and tune in for a podcast every Friday, a Revolution from Your Bed podcast. Super interesting. I'm talking about subjects in more lengthy and more analyzing. Sometimes we have guests, and stay tuned. Thank you for joining us, and see you the next time.